Desert Regional Medical Center is just 8 years away from radical changes unless seismic requirements are met.
The hospital is one of dozens in the state of California and needed millions of dollars to make mandatory upgrades to ensure the facilities would still work after a major earthquake. I-Team investigator Peter Dowd is live in Studio 10 with a closer look at the issue that hospital officials say is keeping them up at night. It's also spurred local lawmakers to start taking action. Peter.
John and Karen, California public hospitals have been fighting the state's 2030 earthquake retrofit mandate for years and have been successful in achieving some delays. But now the deadline appears firm. So instead of pushing back, healthcare districts throughout the state, including here in our valley, are taking a different approach and asking Sacramento for help. The 1994 Northridge earthquake killed nearly 60 people and injured more than 9,000. The magnitude 6.7 quake destroyed or severely damaged tens of thousands of homes, apartments, and businesses, making it one of the costliest natural disasters in U.S. history.
We have a picture up now of this building right next to your hospital that just collapsed on itself.
In addition, 11 hospitals suffered structural damage or became unusable. Not only were those hospitals unable to serve their local neighborhoods, they also had to transfer out patients, placing a heavier burden on nearby hospitals that were still operational. In the aftermath, state lawmakers enacted Senate Bill 1953, known as the Hospital Seismic Standards Bill, requiring all California hospitals to build new facilities or complete a retrofit by 2030 to remain fully operational in the event of an 8.0 earthquake. How concerning is this for you?
Well, it's something that keeps us all up at night.
Dr. Conrado Barzaga is the CEO of the Desert Healthcare District, the public entity that owns Desert Regional Medical Center, which is operated by the company Tenet. He says Desert Regional is one of 32 district hospitals throughout the state that need to be retrofitted and in need of money to pay for it.
Which for Desert Regional Medical Center is estimated to be between $120 and $180 million.
Just for Desert Regional?
Just for Desert Regional.
Of the hospital's 15 buildings, engineers say 3 need structural retrofits. In the main hospital, deficient walls need to be thickened and reinforced. In the East Tower, there are deficiencies with frame beams, connections, and foundations. And in the North Wing, there are similar deficiencies between beams and walls. So what could happen if you don't get this money?
We have seen many of these public hospitals being shut down because they could not afford to be retrofitted. And we don't want that to happen to Desert Regional Medical Center.
Do you really think, realistically, that the state would actually shut down hospitals for not being in compliance?
It is likely, yes.
Really?
Yes, it is.
That seems crazy to me, that they would actually shut down hospitals when obviously there's a need for hospitals.
Well, that's what the law says.
It has happened before. In 2018, the 94-year-old hospital, Community Medical Center Long Beach, closed after it was determined it would be unable to meet the state's seismic compliance regulations. The company that ran the hospital said the hefty cost of the upgrades made operating it unfeasible. JFK Memorial Hospital in Indio and High Desert Medical Center in Joshua Tree are also operated by Tenet Healthcare. But Tenet says both hospitals are mainly one-story buildings and much easier to upgrade than Desert Regional, and so the company will fund the necessary improvements.
We cannot afford to have Desert Regional Hospital shut down.
Valley State Assembly member Eduardo Garcia says now is the perfect time to ask for help, since the state has a nearly $100 billion budget surplus. He recently wrote this letter to the legislature asking for a one-time expenditure of $1 billion to be shared by all the healthcare districts to help offset the costs to meet the requirements. The request has received bipartisan support, including from Valley Assembly member Chad Mays and State Senator Melissa Melendez. So you're hopeful that the hospitals will get this $1 billion?
Look, the legislature is making some strides. There's $250 million for earthquake retrofitting as it relates to multifamily housing. I'm making a case that we should increase that and at the same time make public hospitals eligible for those resources as well.
Another factor the Desert Healthcare District has to consider is its lease with Tenet, the company that operates Desert Regional, which runs out in 2027.
Tenet says in 2019 it submitted a proposal to the district to buy the hospital and take on the financial responsibility to make the necessary improvements. Right now, Tenet is working with the district on meeting the requirements for the 2030 deadline. Unlike Desert Regional, Eisenhower Health is a private hospital and several years ago completed its structural retrofits using tens of millions of dollars of donations. Meanwhile, state lawmakers are expected to make a decision on the budget and whether to allocate the $1 billion to public hospitals by the end of August. For the I-Team, Peter Doubt, News Channel 3.